Hello students, welcome to the Pole Science of Class 11 Arts, and today we will discuss about the remaining 3 points related to chapter number 3, that is election and representation. So in the previous point we discussed about the right to vote and the age fixed by various countries. It is different in different countries. For suppose in India, England and Russia it is 18 years, in Switzerland it is 20 years, in USA it is 21 years, and in Norway it is 23 years. So it is fixed by the government of that particular country. And in the next point we discussed about the election commission and its duties. So today we will start discussing from the next point. So let us proceed then. The election process begins with the election notification issued by the President under Section 14 of the People's Representation Act 1951, which is followed by the announcement of election dates by the Election Commission. So this point is related to the previous point that we discussed about the duties of Election Commission. As I have rightly said about the Election Commission, that first and foremost is that the election date will be announced by the Election Commission. Related to that only, the election process actually, if suppose in Assam, if the election is about to begin, so what will be the first process? The election process begins with the election notification issued by the President. So first of all, suppose in Assam there is a state election, so that notification will be firstly issued by the President of our country under Section 14 of People's Representation Act 1951. So first of all, the President will announce that the State Assembly is there in Assam in the year 2021, and this is being announced by the President under Section 14 of the People's Representation Act 1951. So this People's Representation Act of 1951 was passed, and according to that only, that means People Representation Act of 1951 of Section 14, under that act only the President of India declares that in Assam the state election will be held in the year 2021. Suppose, for example, after that it is followed by the announcement of election dates by the Election Commission. So related to election in any state, first it will be announced by the President, then secondly it will be announced by the Election Commission. After that, though the Election Commission performs its duties very well, despite the following discrepancies have been observed during elections. So we know that the Election Commission is working hard, and it works hard in every state or national elections also. But after that also there remain some loopholes. Loopholes means there remain some discrepancies. So what are these discrepancies that have been observed during elections? Number one is that use of money and use of power by candidates has become dominant. So as we all know that according to the features of democracy, free and fair elections is there. But is it happening in real? The answer is no, because if a candidate is very strong, he or she will of course use money and muscle power. And that using of money and muscle power is actually the demerit of democracy. And there has been a regular use of both this power, that is use of money also and use of muscle also, and it has become very dominant in today's democratic and electoral process. Number B, in actual, voters do not create much interest in the elections. In paper, according to the voter list, or in casual, the voters or the general individual who are being given the right to vote, they discuss about the awareness, but in real, voters who have been given the right to vote do not have much interest in the election. It is being observed. All these points that I am discussing, it is being observed as discrepancies, that means the demerit sides. The number 3 point is misuse of public funds and facilities. So when the duties have been performed very nicely by the Election Commission, then also there has been an observation related to the misuse of public funds and facilities. Many public funds and facilities are seen to be misused. And number 4 points under the discrepancies are that even the candidate less than majority of the votes become victorious. So, and one more thing, while counting of the votes, it is found that even the candidates who is not gained the majority of votes also become victorious. That means if there is a difference, if there are suppose 5 candidates contesting in an elections for the following constituency, and after counting it is also seen that the candidate that has won the election has less than 100 votes also. In that conditions also the candidate becomes the winner. So it is being rightly told that he is not gaining majority because the difference of 100 seats is not of that much difference, and the candidate who is not securing that much majority also become victorious. So these are the 4 types of discrepancies that have been observed during elections, and this has been observed during elections even when the election commission is performing its duty very nicely. Now the last point related to this chapter is the following suggestions might be there to remove the drawbacks mentioned above. So whatever the discrepancies or demerits we have discussed, so suggestions have also been provided, and let us discuss that suggestions by which it is thought that the drawbacks or the discrepancies can be removed. So number 1 is to control money and muscle power. So how to control money and muscle power? The election commission, when it confirms and it checks every candidate's nomination paper, then only if the nomination paper is being accepted, at that time only it is mentioned to the candidates that he or she will be given a particular amount, mentioning about the maximum amount that he or she can spend. So suppose a candidate is being given a limit of 20 lakhs to make a campaign during his elections, but it is seen that following candidate, if he or she has more money than that, so he or she will do what? Will spend more money on the elections. So in that way what will happen? He or she is actually using the money and muscle power. So keeping in view of the election commission's notice to whatever the amount is being fixed by the election commission to campaign or to spend in the election campaign, that should be observed or that should be abided strictly. So in that way only we can control money and muscle power. The number B suggestion is that the participation of women should be encouraged. That means what? The ratio of male is to female. That means the number of male, if it is 1000 in number, so it is being thought that the women voters should also be that much in number. That means more and more participation of women should also be encouraged in order to remove the discrepancies. The third suggestion is that the persons from criminal background should be prohibited. So during the nomination of the following candidates, suppose any candidate that has criminal record or any other criminal background should be prohibited to fight elections. And it is also seen that after having criminal background and criminal record also, many candidates are actually fighting the elections and some of them are able to win the elections also. So in that scenario what will happen? That persons having criminal background who wins will not be an asset for the society. He or she will not know the importance of welfare and development in the society. So for that reason also the persons from criminal background should be strictly prohibited to fight the elections, and that should be prohibited not by us but by the election commission itself. And the last suggestion to remove the discrepancy is that during election campaign the candidate should not use words related to any caste, religion and language, etc. That means what? When the election campaign, during the election campaign, the candidate are campaigning through their supporters also, and they themselves are also present during that campaign. So during that campaign, the more important thing to keep in mind of that particular candidate is that he or she should not use any words or any speech which can lead to violence, and he or she should not use the campaigning, or he or she should not use the speech giving hate speech about any other caste, religion or language in that particular election campaign. And so if it is being used, or speech like this provoking another caste, language or religion, etc., if this happens, then what will happen? It will hamper our harmony in the society, because we know that India is a land with diverse religion and culture. So in that scenario, might be it can hamper our unity. So for that reason only, it is rightly being said that during the election campaign, the candidate should not use words related to any caste, religion, language, etc. So these were all the important points that we had to discuss related to chapter number 3, that is election and representation. So in the next class, we will discuss about chapter number 4, that is executive, and whatever the important points we are discussing right from chapter number 1, 2 and 3 we have completed. So please make a note down of all these in your copy, chapter wise, same as that of the slides as shown here. With that, I will wind up today's topic. Thank you.